Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Sitting down here getting ready for this video. I remembered that the neighbor's house is a castle. How cool is that? I actually think that place was for sale the same time we bought this one here, but I got to shop, so I'll take this win. But let's go over here and talk about what we're actually on about today. Diamond C. Everybody, quite a few people surprisingly have still been asking me how I'm liking it, either in the comment section or they're just DM me on Instagram or something. It's been pretty much every bit of the trailer I was hoping for it. We had a couple issues. I showed you those with you guys in the beginning. We had to switch them hoses, and then the axles, maybe I just run a little too fast on the highway race car mode with that new 3500, but even towing heavy, I've been checking the temperatures on these axles. Cruising highway, they seem fine. They haven't been hot, so maybe it's just a little break-in period. But as far as this brand and the support and everything behind it, I wish I would have went with this in the beginning. Even if I would have got the, the max ramps on the back instead of the hydraulic dovetail, because their max mega ramps are significantly easier to lift up than any the other brands I've been testing out or had tested out, especially my old Texas Pride. Those ramps are just ungodly heavy. But what we're on here about today is we're gonna upgrade this coupler right here. That's your stock hitch right there. It's got 2 5/16 VX1 quick coupler on there. It's pretty nice. It's actually tapered so that if you miss by a little bit and you're lowering down the trailer, it'll slide over and fall in there. It's like a little funnel. I actually really like that. But in the name of content and personal curiosity, I wanted to see what other options were out there. So I broke down and I finally got a Gen Y hitch. This is a Spartan edition, which means it is the Mac Daddy. This is the big bird that they offer. It's 30K rated, overall towing capacity, and 7,000 pound tongue weight. So she's the biggest we can get. I got it with the extended receiver, so it fits down into the bed right there. Just got a pin for the hitch, which isn't, well, it's a little different than I used to. I've never had one that was just a pin and hitch, so we'll try that out. But I'm a little nervous to lift that thing up in there because the packaging said it weighed like 150 pounds, and that thing is, well, I drove the truck down here to get it here, so that should say enough about it. It is heavy, at least double that last hitch I was running. So I'm gonna do the same method to install this thing. Use the hydraulic jacks on the trailer, lift her up, drop this hitch, and try squeezing this one in there. When I say it's heavy, boys, it is heavy. Then we're gonna hook onto the 12 and do a little loop around the neighborhood and get a little test voyage. I don't want to go out there and just right off the bat tow with heavy machine on there and not like the hitch, because you never know. I'm gonna start off, this will be my controlled test run, a 15,000 pound machine, so we'll get a better idea right off the get-go. And as we're installing it, I'll show you some stuff that a couple perks with this. But got to drink a Bartle Skeet so I can muster up the strength. This is like the modern day spinach. Called Cletus Popeye right there. That's what I did in a roundabout way. So let's get this installed. Come on. All right. Here's my old hitch. What we got to do before we sit this thing up there is we got to determine what one of these holes we're going to use. So it's going to be the second hole up, or it might be that one. So I already know which height my old hitch was running at. It's maxed out. It was on the top ball. So judging by how this is lined up here, looks like we're going to be on the very bottom ball on this one. You got your straight shaft, which means the holes are drilled straight across, perpendicular. And then this one, they're cut at an angle. I don't know what the upgrade to that is, but I noticed several trailers now that have had that. So we got to use this one, not the straights. Oh, brother. Should have phoned in a friend. Grab the remote. All right, I got the big boy up in there. That was not easy. Again, I don't think I could have done it unless I had the hydraulic jacks on this trailer. At least not by myself, without a tractor. So I'll get these jam nuts tightened down, and we're ready to rock and roll. A couple key things about this: it has a scale on it. See, it's good for 7,000 pounds tongue weight. So right now, obviously, you're set on level 1, no tongue weight. Level 2 in the money. Level 3, easy down, easy. So it's got a built-in scale. And you don't have to do anything with it. You don't have to adjust anything. It's just ready to do its thing. You base what you're gonna be hauling on your rating on here. So if you're only gonna be hauling 14,000, you don't need to get a 30,000 pound hitch, because it's gonna be, my guess is gonna be a little bit stiff riding. So I'm gonna need the full capacity for what I tow. And so, got the rig turned around, ramped down. The hydraulic dovetail does push into the ground a little bit, so it won't give an accurate reading on what the, you can see right there pushing the dove down. It put a little bit more tongue weight on the hitch. So loading the machine's not gonna give a straight accurate reading like it would with the free floating ramps on the back. So load the machine up on there, lift the ramp, and then we'll see how much this thing sags. I'm gonna put the machine in the same exact spot I normally do, which primarily bases all the weight on the trailer like you should, and then, you know, to have a correct amount of tongue weight. Being that thing's rated for 7,000 pounds worth of tongue weight, 26K trailer, what I like to think is you take the weight of the trailer and you ride that on the truck. So the trailer weighs about 7,500 pounds. If you can get most of that weight on the tongue, then your payload can be nice north of whatever the actual trailer axles are rated for. So it looks good. That thing is heavy. Still looks heavy. Ain't a bad thing. You gotta have construction. You gotta have some strength in it right there. You don't want to have a sissy little hitch. Machine is loaded. Mulcher head itself weighs about 3,000 pounds. The machine weighs 12, so we got 15,000 pounds on the deck. Got it a little bit farther forward. So let's see with the remote. I'm gonna lift the ramp, and we'll see. You can see it's got a little bit of tongue weight right there. See what it does now. Yeah, that'll apply it a little bit more. So we're right there in the thick of it. Really starting to like the idea of that gauge, because when I got this new trailer, being that it's a different length and a little bit other things, just the geometry of it's a little bit different, putting the machine on the trailer. If I put it in the same ish spot I used to on my old trailer, it didn't quite work out with this one. But if I had a gauge telling me, you know, so I didn't have to get out and check my height of the bumper and stuff, how much the truck sagged, that would make things a little bit easier. Or just have somebody spotting, walking up, be like, oh, right in the medium, done. Just driving around the driveway, I can tell a little bit of a difference. Man. You know me, I really like the idea of innovation. Making stuff, improvements and all that. Bringing different ideas to the table. Let's see how this bad boy does. 5,500, it already rides kind of rough, just as it is. But if I get that trailer to not transfer through the truck, we'll be golden. But it's funny looking down out the trailer here, out in the mirror. I can see the truck moving all over the place, but the trailer's riding nice and level plane. Drive over a curb or something, really amplify that thing and see how much it's really absorbing. reposition that GoPro for you guys so you don't have to see that thing flipping and flopping all around that little gooseneck ball cover. But I think these boys might be onto something right here. It feels pretty dang good. Hey, Boom, sit down, buddy. Sit down. Good boy. Shoot. Driving down these back roads so that I'm not just, you know, driving down a flat, smooth highway. We got a little change of scenery. Get that hitch to do a little moving. I can definitely 100% tell a difference. It's like that jarring sensation in my back when the trailer gets a little bouncing over stuff. Like I just hit a little pothole with the truck. I tell you right now, I did not feel it through the trailer. That was nice. Yeah, wow. It's these little bumps. I'm picking them up on with the truck. I'm kind of aiming for them. Then hit it with the trailer. It's just absorbing them, man. Huh. Couple of the bigger ones you can really tell, but you gotta hit a good size one. All this little stuff, it's taking it like a champ. Be real curious to hook this up to the 55 or the 3500 rather, and see how well it does. Because it doesn't have this stiff suspension on the truck. It'll absorb a little bit on its own. Man, she's doing good. What do you think, Boone? He's like, I can fall asleep anywhere. I don't care. Good stuff. It's funny, you drive on a road all day long in your regular pickup, but then you get in a 5500, anything bigger, everything becomes, you notice every bump. Every bump. But I'll tell you what, that trailer back there, I'm not feeling hardly any of the bumps through that trailer. Doing good, boys. Funny, you drive on a road all day long in your regular pickup, but then you get in a 5500, anything bigger, everything becomes, you notice every bump. Every bump. But I'll tell you what, that trailer back there, I'm not feeling hardly any of the bumps through that trailer. Doing good, boys. Really like how it behaves. It feels like a nice sturdy hitch. With any of the hitches, I always worried about that because you know if you have your regular hitch, that thing is mounted. It's solid hitch. That thing's going to be firm and sturdy. But if you got any moving parts in there, I always worried that you would have, you know, a little bit of, it would be sloshy kind of. But this thing feels pretty dang good. I'm not going to wait for you, bicycle. Sorry, guy. Oh, he's turning anyway. Especially in the corners, because you know when you shift in the corners, all the weight of the power of the engine is unloaded. So all that torque has got to go somewhere, so it goes backwards. I always worried that it would fall back and you'd really feel it through the hitch, but this one feels pretty good. This truck pulls pretty good. say here? Let's get, oh, we're drifting. We're drifting. Still getting pushed. Need to do a little TLC right there. I got to get a load of gravel there ASAP. Don't want to do that with Prime Tech. That will shoot me to the moon. Been raining for like 6 days straight, it seems like. Actually, honestly, it has been 6 days. So, come on, turn the GoPro off. Go out here and talk to you guys. So everything out here, you can see it. It's just a mucky mess. So it's definitely pushing the old 5500. I got the trailer brakes cranked just a little bit. But man, couldn't really see a ton of movement inside on my phone with the GoPro sitting right there instead of riding. But I could definitely feel a difference. I mean, every little shake of the trailer just amplifies, like, you know, a whip coming up through here and goes up into the truck. So you're gonna feel every little thing that trailer's doing. So if you can avoid that, it makes life a lot comfier. And this is a light load. You know, it's probably maybe 24,000 pounds behind the truck, maybe a little bit more. So it's relatively light for what that thing can handle. Like put another 6,000 pounds on the trailer and still be within spec for what this ball or what this hitch is rated for. So that's nice. I don't think we'll ever really go over that. We'll put more tongue or weight on the trailer. But yeah, she's right there in the middle. Pretty slick. Let me shut the truck off. We'll talk about it. Come on, Boone. Go get him, buddy. Go get him. He's a good boy. Go get him down there, bud. Go get him down there. Go get him. He's such a trooper. When it's just him and I, he doesn't really wander too far. And then if I'm opening the truck door up like that, he'll just sit there. He never, but maybe one time he's jumped out of the truck, and it's just only at the house because somebody came walking up. But hey-ya! Oh. Yeah, I threw that stick in there and Boone's climbing up in that pile. For those of you guys that like the Boonster content, this is my puppy, Australian Shepherd. He came from Wyoming, cattle ranch. He got the stick I hooked in there too, look at that. Good boy, Boone. Good boy. Anyway, let's go up here and talk about this hitch. Knock this video out. I got some other stuff I got to get wrapped up today. Going back to work tomorrow. But I'll say this right now, that hitch definitely improved the ride quality of the whole setup as a whole. It definitely improved. But I'll say this, for those of you that think, you know, getting a hitch like this Gen Y or the Shocker, they think it's going to take their truck like a 3500 to a 5500 and turn it into like a 2500 with air ride. It's not going to do that. Your truck is basically going to ride the same. But the trailer, like I was saying, driving down the road, I'd drive over a bump with the truck, didn't really feel it with the trailer. So it wasn't like I was hitting those bumps twice. It was taking all the impact that the trailer was throwing at the truck, and it was just eating it. So it made the ride, you know, definitely better. If you're running over the road kind of stuff all day long, any little improvement is definitely worth it. And for those of you guys that think I bought this one to replace the Shocker hitch because I didn't like the Shocker, that's not it at all. I want to have some content for you guys. Nobody out there is comparing, you know, side-by-side stuff of, you know, A and B. Whoever's got this and that. I want to do some real-world stuff. I did go out on my own to film today just to see how this thing handled with a smaller load. I mean, this rig's only 24,000 pounds behind the truck right now, so I'm still good for another 6 to 7 with the rating on the hitch. But as far as not running the Shocker today and getting the Gen Y, it's nothing against Shocker. I'll make a full video comparing the two of them after running this one for a little bit today. I definitely like it. I like the Shocker just as well, but I'm going to try the Shocker on my smaller Gooseneck to see how it pans out, because it could actually really use it. The smaller Gooseneck it's a brutal ride when it's empty, and I think the Shocker could really help. But I'll make that full video comparing those two later on. As far as this one goes, you notice you're going to be extended about 6-8 inches, something like that. That's one thing if you're right on the threshold or you're 65 feet running like a regular pickup bed or a flatbed, you know, that might put you over length. So that's something to consider But I like how it's the vertical movement right here. So it's not collapsing back. You know, if you're used to that straight shaft for a hitch, this thing, you know, in the corners and stuff, it behaves just like one of those. It doesn't seem like it's wanting to roll up on you when you're going around a corner or nothing. And it's just moving parts. Everything, you know, you get moving parts added into a system that didn't have it before, and you want to question it. But I will say this much: that hitch definitely helped. I'm a big fan. Get a little bit more tongue weight because I'm not quite halfway. Another thing to mention is having the simplest things go a long way. Having a little scale right there saying how much tongue weight you're running. I'm probably at like 45% capacity on the tongue weight at best. It just barely moved it with the weight of the trailer on my little gauge right there, if you guys can get up in there and see it. So I still got quite a bit more playing room right there, and obviously if I get some more weight up there, it'll make the ride a little bit smoother. But I'll play with it as time goes on, because I pretty much haul the same like 3 or 4 tractors each and every day, and they all have like a set location. And with this hydraulic dovetail, I'm trying to get some weight on the tail so that I can use the binders back there so it doesn't pull up on my what do you call them, cylinders underneath. Sorry, little brain fart, no big deal. But anyway, guys, in the market for this Gen Y hitch, feel free to reach out to them, mention my name. I'd really appreciate that. That goes a long way. It's more than you know. Just tell them Sam from VBELTANDSON sent you guys their way. And they do have a whole bunch of different other options at Gen Y. Not just the big Larry Spartan edition. You know, they got horse trailer one rated for less. They got them for square tube. They even got, I'm pretty sure they have kingpin. They have bumper pull items. You got a jacked up truck. They have like that multiple option drop hitch. Them boys over there, they got a lot of different options. So give them a call. Let them know I sent you. I'd really appreciate it. And we're going to head on down to the shop right now and finish that log truck. You guys see that in a different video. But, whew. Comment what you guys think about the hitch. I will say this though, it is heavy. So, Toe Piglet, if you're watching this, that might put you over your non-CDL required element right there. It's not that heavy, but I thought that was a little funny. Poking jabs. Toe Piglet's cool. But we'll see you guys on the next one though. If you guys are running one of these already, let me know what you're running it on, so other people can read the comments and see how well you guys have liked the hitch. But until next time, guys, share this video, like this video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We will see you later. See you guys.